not from Australia, but I am here now at the memorial dedicated to my Aussie Korean War veterans' grandpa. So here we have the Australian flag proudly displayed next to the Korean flag. And first I will take you to the Australian memorial and then we'll go to the New Zealand. So, a little history. Australians in the Korean War. So, as you all know, Australia was part of the Commonwealth. And as in total, 17,000 Aussies fought in the Korean War. And 339 were killed and 1,216 were wounded. Now, this site, Kapyoung, where he grew up, right, your hometown, was one of the major battle sites. The Canadians, of course, the British, the Americans, but for Australians and New Zealanders, this was like the most epic, one of the most epic battles in their military history, because now I'm learning all about this Chinese offense in the spring of 1951 in April, where basically they just all along right here, all along the 38th parallel, they just pushed down. So where we are right now is Kapyoung right here, but they were very severely outnumbered. So here it says 10,000 Chinese soldiers, okay? And they were only 900 Aussies, 900 Canadians, 15 American tanks, and 24 New Zealand field artillery guns. Now, against 10,000. So that was pretty difficult for them. This is a really nice, this is a very nice, like, informational map. So I will now we will go to the memorial. And who's that she? Can you do the honor of reading this out loud again?
자유와 세계 평화를 수호하기 위해 이 땅에서 공헌한 오스트레일리아 군의 숭고한 희생 정신을 길이 역사 속에 보존하기 위하여 이곳 옛 곁전지에 이 기념비를 세우다.
Dedicated to Australian armed forces who fought on this soil, this very soil, for the defense of freedom during the Korean War. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. And again, you know, I one life lost is too many, but I just want all of you to know how many did it say?
Casualties?
Yeah.
340 dead.
Yeah.
1,241.
So again, 340 out of, remember how many? 900. Okay, so 1/3 wiped out. That's amazing, right? So let us lay flower and just a short moment of silence, pause. This is all to my Aussie grandpas whom I was honored to meet in 3 cities, Sydney, Canberra, and Melbourne. But I do want to say this. I visited like 26 countries and all Korean War memorials. But I have to say, Australia had the largest memorial and
Wow.
yes, and a museum. A museum.
Korean War Museum?
It was a military museum, but the Korean War section was the largest. I mean, outside of North Korea and South Korea, among the not even U.S. has a memorial like that. So I do want to give credit to the Aussies for remembering the war. In fact, Anzac Day is like their Memorial Day, but I know even Australians, they commemorate July 27th.
Wow.
And in Canada, actually, July 27th, the day I'm obsessed about, the Armistice Day, is called Remembrance Day in Canada. So I don't really honestly know what this specifies, but it's like it's another memorial basically, right?
It's like a battalion they fought, like Loyal Australian Regiment.
Yes.
I guess that's one of the squadron.
They're the
battalion.
one, yeah, they're the one that fought
Third
the 900,
battalion.
the 3rd Battalion. They're known as the 3RAR. And oh, here it is. It's
The map of
oh,
battle.
this is really nice. So if you come up, so April 24th to the 25th. Here's Mukdongni. So here's the Australians and the Americans, and this is Kapyoung. And New Zealand, British, Canadians, and the British. So I have to admit, I am probably not the military expert and know very little about weaponry, but all I know is that from April 23rd to the 25th, for 3 days, they held off. And I just, quite frankly, this is my 3rd day traveling to different memorials, and like yesterday after I did 7 memorials, but by the 3rd memorial I was so tired, right? So I cannot imagine fighting enemies for 3 days straight. Like your life is in danger,
Courage and brave.
I just can't. And not to mention this mountain overpass. As I was last night driving, okay, not walking, driving here, I was like, okay, I can't see anything, right? And it was dark and it was kind of scary, but I was just like, I don't know how they did it 70 years ago. So here we are now, the New Zealand flag alongside the Korean flag. And could you read that again?
Okay. UN 헌장의 숭고한 원리를 수호하기 위하여 한국에서 복무한 모든 뉴질랜드 용사들의 공헌을 기념한다.
To commemorate those members of the New Zealand services who served in Korea 1950 to 58. So they stayed 5 years after the armistice in defense of the principles of the Charter of the United Nations. And it was erected by this city, right? Yeah. So that's really amazing. I'm actually very proud of the South Korean people, or at least the government, for honoring the sacrifices.
Commemorate their sacrifice.
So if the government did its job, I hope that the current governments all over will work a little bit harder to establish peace. And for us, the people, we cannot just sit idle and wait for peace to arrive. We have to go and demand it, and even fight for it. And I'm just doing my little part because I don't want to sit and just pray for it and hope for it. I wanted to actually act. And this is just my my tribute to the fallen, because all the grandpas that I met everywhere, all around the world, in Australia and New Zealand as well, they all said, I hope to see one Korea. Oh, and remember, in New Zealand, the Korean War Memorial, it's in Auckland. It looks like this, kind of similar.
Really?
It's a rock, and it says in Korean, this is the New Zealand Korean War Memorial. It says 기억하라.
Oh.
And what does that mean?
Remember.
Yes, remember. So everybody, let's just remember. So here's a wreath. I mean, not a wreath, but a flower in honor of the New Zealanders. 2 were killed in this battle alone. So a moment of silence for them. So I'm so grateful that wherever you are, you can join us, because I can pretty much guarantee you I will be going to honor the veterans from your, home countries, because we all came from somewhere. So this is my second memorial dedicated to Australians and New Zealand. And next we'll be going to
UK?
US, UK. So Ho-san is joining me today. He is a good friend from Washington, D.C. He worked in the Korean embassy while I was working in Congress. But anyways, he's a good fella. So I will
Thank
see
you.
everybody. Remember 727.org. Thank you. Bye.